camera.
Oh, hey.
Sorry.
Guess we should do a thing. What should we do? Maybe like a podcast?
Well,
we should do a podcast.
We should do something called a Nuggetcast.
The Nuggetcast.
Cue the graphics.
So that's
We're still working on the graphics there. This is our first time at this. So
the idea is we are going to do a podcast where we just come and talk about the news, talk about kind of just what goes on here at the Nugget, how it's all made, give you a little behind the scenes look at what we do every week.
yeah, so it's kind of going to be like the Nugget in podcast form, but Jake and I are kind of used to writing our words. We don't usually sit in front of a camera and talk to you, so we don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, usually I have plenty of time to plan things out and make it sound good before you ever see it.
We edit things as best we can.
Sound good? Sound well? See, I'm already going downhill.
Sorry. Alright, so our first segment is called NewSprint, as in news sprint, or like newsprint. Cue those graphics. That's not focusing.
Yeah.
And we're going to sum up the newspaper, the front page of the newspaper, in 1 minute. John Bynum over here is our timer.
Timer department. Ready?
And you want to take point, you take the lead.
Oh,
start at the top. We'll just start at the top.
Okay.
And go down.
Top or the top?
Then go take that skybox.
Oh, okay. All right. Timer, you gotta tell us when to start.
All right, you ready? All right, go.
All right, so first we got the Spartans spurned. The boys basketball team wins a overtime thriller against West Hall. It came down to the wire. Thought we won, didn't win. Then overtime, then we win. It was very exciting.
Okay, this is a headline with a question mark. We don't do that often, but in this case, we felt like we should. How much do elected officials make? This kind of kicked off when one representative was talking about how much they make, and we wanted to know how much does everybody make. So you can find it out in our top story by Jake Cantrell and Jennifer Ramsey.
Yeah, and then if you look to your right, you have county has qualms with roundabouts, and this came from the county's work session on January 4th, where they were talking about the new roundabout at Oak Grove Road up by the high school, and how they don't like the wall, how the wall looks.
Okay, John Bynum came through with main art here for our Frogtown Freeze. He went out there in the cold and took pictures of the cadets doing things much harder than taking pictures. They were, training up there. So that was our main art.
And then if you look to your right once again, you have new mayor in New City.
Oh, that's good, guys. You're done. Sorry. Stop.
You just can't sum up a whole.
There is a moral to that story, to this lesson.
Right. You just can't sum up a whole week of news in 60 seconds.
You have to buy the paper.
And then read it, preferably.
Right, and then read it. Yeah.
But yeah, so there was one story that we didn't get to that we feel like could possibly be worth a little more than 60 seconds. It was kind of some fun. I don't know if you noticed, there was something going on Monday. It seemed sort of...
Oh, it was a sport game.
A sport thing?
Sport football game.
Well, yeah. It seemed kind of important. Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the dry erase board.
Oh, okay. Should I fill this time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed, University of Georgia, for the first time in my lifetime, for the first time in a lot of people's lifetime, 41 years are atop the world, or at least the college football world. National champions again. And so Matt kind of took the lead on that.
So this is how we plan out the paper on this big dry erase board. I realize it's very big.
Matt's still back there.
I'm back here somewhere. So if you'll see, this space was supposed to be about bathrooms. Actually, city bathrooms and the Wimpy Mill Park bathroom project.
I mean, for the most part.
Right. That's kind of accurate. So, up until, say our deadline is Tuesday at noon, up until about Tuesday at 8 a.m., that's what was going there. And then the story kind of fell through, and we're waiting a week on it. We needed something to fill it, and then, but good news, something happened Monday night, and it was the Bulldogs winning it all. So, last minute, we kind of scrambled and like, who was at the game? And Jake knows somebody personally who was at the game.
Former Nugget intern, Drew Hubbard. He did go to school here at UNG, interned with the Nugget. Now, just recently graduated from UGA, where he worked on the student newspaper there, the Red and Black. And so he actually has been with them pretty much all season long. And so he was actually on the field, like reporting and up in the press box and everything. So he was there.
Right.
But he was not the only Dahlonega local.
Right, so Lumpkin County, newly elected Lumpkin County Commissioner Tucker Green was there. We just knew that, I guess, from
Facebook, I think.
Facebook.
Yeah, just saw it on
That's how we
Facebook.
figure out a lot of things. And then also Zach Tumlin and his wife Lauren, they were there. So at 8 a.m., a few hours before deadline, we were sending messages to everybody saying, can you send us pictures of what you saw? We're getting quotes. And we actually got, from Capitol Beat News, we had a good write-up too on what the legislature did, and they dismissed early, and everybody went to Indianapolis that could.
No, it was kind of hard to get these people on the phone, considering it was a late night, not helping us out with an 8 p.m. start, and then a lot of partying and celebrating going on long into the morning. So it did make it kind of tough to get a hold of some of these people, because it's early morning that next morning. But
So you're saying they're out partying, like our
celebrating, yeah, like like in a good way,
Right.
birthday party,
Right.
ish.
Oh yeah, like streamers and
Not like Red Solo Cup partying.
that's just water, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, yeah, and this, I don't know if you can see that, but then we got a great picture from Tucker Green. He went with his son Landon, and then a good picture of Lauren and Zach. The funny thing that I found out, and I couldn't actually write into the story because it was the last minute, but Tucker Green's dad, Stuart, in 1980, got on a bus and decided to go to New Orleans to see the big football game that was when Georgia won the last national championship. So 41 years later, Tucker Green goes to a national championship. So we need the Greens to be at all the national championships if you're a Georgia fan. They have a 2-0 record so far. So I thought that was interesting. We actually wrote it into the cut line because we didn't have time to put it into the story. So that was a story that came along at the last minute, but we're glad that we could write it because that was fun.
Well, yeah, some of us were glad that you could write it.
Some we're not.
One person in the office in particular that might not have been glad about the result, our local resident, Shauna Utterback, who is, our office manager, kind of just runs everything around here. But as you probably know, proud Oklahoma Sooner fan. And so she just feels like she cannot root for Georgia. But on top of that, there's also this at stake. The proud Pick-A-Palooza trophy. I feel like we need to edit in some like angels singing or something.
Mm-hmm.
You
Can
know,
do
right
that.
here. Yeah, maybe.
I don't have that in my graphics.
Angels sing. But yeah, and so this was on the line. You might follow in the sports section. Every week during the football season, myself and our local panel of celebrity guest pickers pick 14 football games, whether it's high school, whether college, NFL, even some English football, also known as soccer, thrown in there occasionally, just whatever I can do to throw them off their game a little bit. And it actually, for the first time, and I mean, this is my first year doing this, I don't know, but it seems
Maybe
rare.
ever.
Yeah, it seems rare that it came down to a tie between our office manager, Shauna, and perennial winner, the Alabama of Pick-A-Palooza at the Nugget, Chris Faulkner. And unlike the real game, the Alabama won. Chris Faulkner, who picked Georgia, toppled. He went 3-0 in the picks. Shauna had Alabama, unfortunately, because I guess she's just a Georgia hater. And so this will be soon. This is spending its last few moments in the Nugget office this week, as it will soon be in Chris Faulkner's office at UNG. Again, he won it last year, I believe.
Yeah, this is a three-peat, I think. It's the third year in a row. He didn't even bother to pick it up last year.
Yeah, he's just so used to winning.
Commonplace.
So
he let us borrow it for the year.
Yeah,
I guess pandemic precautions. We kept it.
Yeah.
But now it's.
And so Shauna had already claimed it on her desk. Actually, like she had been polishing it. She just knew that it was hers. And so, unfortunately, I think she has seen the last of this trophy, at least for this year.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next segment, which is Crime Time. That's everybody's favorite section of the paper. We work very hard on our stories, but we can't compete with page 2A. There's no way. We just can't. So we're going to pick out our favorites of the crime reports, kind of the lighter side of crime, and that is our segment called Crime Time.
Crime Time. And if you have your favorite and we don't cover it, or even if we do, if you have your own take, feel free to comment that below. Send it in to us. I don't even know how this is really going out. But yeah, let us know what you thought was your favorite.
Comments down there?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe one day.
Okay. All right, so I'll start off since it's December 12th. Let's see. Two intoxicated men got into a fight at a local restaurant. We're not going to mention the restaurant. When deputies arrived on the scene, the men ran from the parking lot and were caught after a brief foot chase. While being handcuffed, one of the men projectile vomited on a UNG campus police car. He told deputies that the fight was over college football.
I mean,
so
honestly.
that was kind of fitting. We get these reports. We get a big stack of them. And sometimes there's just extra details that are included by the police officers, by the deputies, that kind of bring the story to life. And I think that had all the details there. We don't specifically one thing, but you know that good for the deputy on reporting that.
Now, can you projectile vomit right now, like on purpose? Like, is that something that people do on command, or?
No, no, I wouldn't. Think so.
Wouldn't do. So mine is coming a little bit later, maybe the last good, I don't know, or I guess bad, I don't know. December 30th, that's what I'm trying to say. A woman said she lost her cell phone at work. And that's it. That's all there was to it. I mean, and that seems like something, like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of when people just lose stuff and the first thing you think to do is call the police. And I mean, it just seems like something I could do, you know, just be like calling the police, like, hey, I lost my cell phone, and then you look down and that's in your hand. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call the police and false alarm. But I hope that she found it. It's a new year, so going into the new year without a cell phone will be kind of tough.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess this is our Nuggetcast. Do we have anything else to discuss at this point?
Not that I know of.
All right. So we're signing off, and we'll be back next week. And let us know if you like it, and like and subscribe if that's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
I think you can.
I mean, or you can just write in a letter to the editor and tell us that you like it. I mean, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, just let us know if you like it. If you have suggestions, if you think
if they're good, if they're nice suggestions. If you didn't like it, just don't tell us.
Right. Yeah.
There's enough, criticism going on.
Yeah.
Just tell us good things.
Yeah. And tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your friend's mom. Tell everyone. Listen to the Nugget podcast or watch it.
Thanks, everybody.
Sure like it.